Hey guys, Vol for Life here with my first executive summary video. I just want to give you some tips and tricks associated with head-to-head that I use to stay competitive in the top 200 to 500 depending on the season. The top 100 grind can be really challenging when there's a lot of competition just because it gets into a situation where you've got to play in terms of volume rather than necessarily just winning matches, and you really do have to play a lot of games. In those most competitive seasons you can be playing 60 to 70 head-to-head matches a day in order to keep up with the top 100. Again, I try to shoot always for the top 200 to 500, usually get really good rewards with that, and that's manageable for the type of player that I am, where I've got to balance a lot of work things with general personal life and being able to play the game. And so in order to do that, usually what I'll do is I'll try to rattle off about 10 matches every single day, usually starting in All-Pro. I'll run 10 matches or so a day until I get to about 10 million fans, and at that point then I'll kick over and start doing more All-Madden. The nice thing there is All-Pro allows you to be able to score a little bit easier. You'll be able to collect points quite a bit faster, and then you'll be able to hit the ground running and be a good advantage once you start into the All-Madden phase. Gives you a lot of good practice, warm up a little bit on the game. But the key thing in terms of balancing that with work, life, etc., is to try to get the matches started off either late in the evening or early in the morning to give yourself enough time in that 24-hour period to kind of play these 10 matches as you go. And then as you go throughout your day, whenever you get a break or you get a stop, then you can actually take that time, play 3 drives on one of the people that you've matched up with, and then be able to complete those drives to make sure you get your at least 10 head-to-head matches cleared for the day. If you do that, then in general, by the time you get through the course of even these short seasons, these 14-day seasons that we've been going through, then that usually will end up in the situation where you're in the top 200 to 500. If it's an extremely competitive season where you've got a really good reward, for example, then you may see that on those last 2 days, for example, you may have to play 15 or 20 matches in that day. But in general, if you can keep a pretty steady matchup of 10 head-to-head matches per day, keeping a pretty good win ratio, then you should be able to easily stay in the top 200 to 500, which will keep you among the top ranks in the game throughout the course of the season. So we'll go through just finding a few opponents. So I'll go ahead and start these searching, and at that point then I'd start playing my matches. In general, what I usually would do is I wouldn't play these right away. I'll go ahead and I will start the matches up, and I'll wait overnight, or I'll wait more towards the end of the day with my defensive coaches in. And then once I'm ready to play, then I'll usually swap over to my offensive coaches, so that way I get the benefit of both. Usually within that 8 to 10 hour period, the player will have taken their first drives, and then you can take the advantage of being able to have your defensive coaches in while they're playing your defense, and then at the same time you can flop, or alternatively you can swap over to your offensive coaches when it's your time to play, and that way you get the biggest benefit in terms of maximizing your defensive points and defensive fans that come from that, as well as optimizing your offensive scoring as well. So you can see that we had a quick score. Usually I'll also try to do some money plays, not necessarily bombs, but I'll try to use ones that I know have reasonably low percentages of coverage, and try to move down the field as quickly as possible. Again, trying not to spend too much time just chunking down the field to keep each match from taking too long. But again, if you do that sort of strategy, then you'll be able to get down the field, score quickly, finish your 10 matches, and then easily be able to stay on the top 200 or top 500, even when the seasons get pretty competitive. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope to have some new content up soon. Thanks for watching.